Good morning, traders. This is another live trading video. It is Friday, April 22nd. This is day 76 of small cap market open trading. This is going to be a completely unedited video, and I'm going to see if we could find a trade. So I'm opening up my screener on the laptop, which I'll show you on this desktop. That's what you're looking at in just a moment. So let me look at my small cap screener here. The market just opened about a minute ago. So I've got my small cap screener organized by volume. I'm looking for stocks with 500,000 shares or more. And right now there's only one, but it's down almost 2%. So there's nothing to put on the chart right now. There is one stock over 5%, but it has only 200,000 shares of volume, so it needs a lot more volume before I could look at it. So now that we have a moment, I can show you the screener here on the desktop. And this is the one that I'm looking at on my laptop. Okay, so it looks like I probably need to restart and this is why I do this on my laptop. When it's right near the market open, it's a really good idea to restart Webull a few times and keep on loading your screener and making sure that you've got the correct data. Yeah, so now I have even another stock that's not up on this screener. So let me see if I click those three little dots and click modify if it pops up. That should refresh the screener, and we'll organize it again by volume. Yeah, there's COMO. If you go back in this video just a few seconds, you see that wasn't there. So that's a really important tip to keep your screener refreshed. Go back to the screener, click on the three little dots, click modify. I believe if you just hit this refresh button, it's not enough because I've had that issue in the past where I've missed stocks that pop up. So basically, the way the Webull screener works is if there is stuff that's outside of your filters, obviously it's not going to show up on the screener, but let's say one of those stocks works its way into your filters, it will not automatically pop up on the screener. You have to refresh the screener in order to see it. So that's just the way it works. And once I learned that, it is really not an issue. And I still like to have kind of everything in a one-stop shop with Webull. So I prefer that over using any other screeners. So anyway, we are still on the search for a stock here, ATEN. I have to focus here. Sometimes I get caught up in explaining things and then I miss opportunities when I do these live videos, and that's a bad thing. So ATEN is on the screener, but we need to check it on the daily chart, and it is above the 200 MA, so we can look at it. Now we see that it's made some highs in the pre-market. It's already broken through those highs, so it's already on its way to triggering an entry. So the pre-market high was 1488. And let's get to the 1 minute chart. So now we need to see a new high established. So that could be here if this, yeah, now it's here, 1497. And then we need to see a second high of day established after breaking through the pre-market or previous session high. So I'm going to put a white line out there just in an arbitrary position just to remind myself that we need to see a second high of day before I can get in. So in the meantime, I'm going to be restarting Webull, making sure nothing else is popping up. Restarting it on my laptop, of course. I just prefer to do that than clicking those three dots and modify each time that I want to refresh it. I still have to do that when I open up Webull, but I just got in the habit of restarting Webull. So yeah, that's the only stock right now that meets our screener criteria, and it's doing exactly what we want it to. So let's go ahead and bring this up on our single stock page, or single chart grid, maybe is a better way to say that. All right, so basically, according to the strategy, according to the plan, as soon as a 1 minute candle makes a new high, I have to take a trade here. Let me make sure I'm unlocked. No, now I locked it. So that, I should clarify that. If this candle made a new high right now, I cannot enter. I have to be careful with that because it's easy to kind of confuse yourself when you're in the heat of a trade. See, there we go. I got to be very careful. But this is a double top. And if the next candle makes a new high, which would be anything over $15, then I do have to take an entry. So we're looking at the price bubble here. We're looking for 1501 or better. Now, this may seem a little bit extreme, and it doesn't always happen this way, but this is matching my trading plan most closely. If I place this line here, and I'll explain what that line is in just a moment. Now, this will only hold true if a 1 minute candle makes a new high at some point. If this thing keeps going straight down, actually, I have to stick to what the trading plan says, and that means that if this price comes below this red line, then we have to stop trading. And that may seem extreme, but some of it has to do with the way this price action has played out, and I'll explain that if that happens. Otherwise, if a 1 minute candle makes a new high before this line gets broken, we can take a trade. So that's what we're looking for. Right now, we're looking for $15 or more on the price bubble, and we'll take a trade. That was close. That was $14.99. It's important to watch the price bubble and not the candle, because you can see how that candle can jump, and it makes you, gives you this feeling of excitement, like, okay, this is it, it's going, and then you hit your hotkeys, and before you know it, you got into the trade early. And I don't like to do that, because if I get into the trade early and it fails, okay, let me just focus here for a second. I need to see $15. We're still looking for $15. And our stop loss is actually going to go just below that red line, and I'll explain why again if we get triggered for a trade. So we're looking for $15 here. I'm looking at the price bubble right here on the right. We're in a nice consolidation here. Waiting for $15 or more. If it jumps all of a sudden to 1501 or 1502, we still get in. It doesn't have to be 15 exactly. That would be the ideal entry. So let's see what happens. And of course, there is a possibility we won't get triggered to take an entry, and this will be a no trade day if that happens, because we've already picked a stock. And sometimes that's going to happen. And maybe it doesn't make for the most exciting video, but it makes for a video showing trader discipline, which is the most important skill to develop. So this trading plan that I'm trading right now on this stock has been in place since September. So when I say, go to every single trade with a plan before you enter it, that's what I'm talking about. Of course, I didn't have a specific plan for ATEN, but what I mean is that I can apply this plan to every single trade I take, because I'm supposed to do the exact same thing on every trade. So, all right, got to focus up here. This candle's almost done, and if the next one breaks over 1496, we have to get in according to the plan. So we need to see 1497 or better on the next candle, and that'll get us in. So I'm looking at the price bubble, 1497 is what I want to see, or higher. Now it's getting, oh, that's it. So unfortunately, this is another no trade video. At least this one's a short one, and I know it's frustrating for you guys. You want to see a trade. I mean, I have plenty of videos where I take trades, so you can go back through my catalog and see that. But I think these videos are maybe even more valuable in a lot of ways because I'm showing that I can stick to my plan, and I'm not letting it frustrate me saying, you know, dang it, I just wanted to take a trade so bad and I can't do it. I mean, that's how every new trader feels. That's how I felt when I first started trading years ago. But now I'm just happy to stick to my plan every day, and then I can look at the results of that in the long run, because that's what trading's all about. You hear people say that all the time, but they're not specific about, well, what do you mean? If I just keep doing the same random stuff over the long run, I'll be profitable? No, of course not. You have to trade a proven plan and strategy, which you really need to prove yourself. So far, I've taken 87 trades with this plan and this strategy and proven it profitable so long as we hold till 3R on every single trade. And we stop out of all the trades that we get stopped out on, which that happens automatically because we use bracket orders. So that's proven so far up to 87 trades. I want to take it to 100, but that's what I mean by, that's how you need to trade. So I always recommend, even if you use my trading plan and use my strategy, you still need to test it with 100 trades, taking single share trades before you know if it's going to work for you or not. It should, because 100 trades is a fair sample size, and I'm doing the exact same thing. Now, watch this ATEN. This is where trader discipline, if I was trading by myself without live recording, I would have closed Webull already so that I don't get tempted into taking a trade if this thing reverses, because it already broke through kind of my moment of weakness. But I'm just bringing this up because we do have it open, and if you're watching this video right now, you might be saying, well, look, now it's taken off. Now you should jump in. No, that's not what you should do. Even if this thing does end up rallying and going to 5R or something like that, look, we made a decision to say that this is our moment of weakness. This is in the plan. This isn't something I decided on the spot. So this is a pullback. Let me explain that. So every ABCD pattern looks a little bit differently, but you can see this one here still very clearly. So this is point A. This is point B, and this is point C, believe it or not. Even though this is a green candle, this is still a pullback because this has a lower high. So it's a very minor pullback, but it's still a pullback. So that is the very first ABCD pattern, A, B, C, and then here is D. And then I trade the first candle that makes a new high after that point. So basically, I'm starting a second ABCD pattern that begins here, A, B, C. Notice it pulled back right to that previous low. If it broke below that, we wouldn't be able to take a trade. And then we wanted to see a 1 minute candle make a new high, and it didn't. So we didn't take a trade, and then the price ended up breaking down below where we always define our moment of weakness for these for this strategy. And that's what happened. The stock went down below that level, and now it's continuing to go down. Is it going to continue to go down all day? Maybe. Maybe it'll go sideways. Maybe it'll rally and go up. I don't care. It's already gone through my setup. It's got me to the point of getting ready to trigger an entry, and then it failed. So that to me is just a sign that, okay, the small cap market is not aligning with my strategy today. And instead of just trying to look for some other opportunity where I could possibly get myself into a trade where I missed an entry, but I feel bad about missing it, and I just jump in randomly, and then maybe the trade works out, but more than likely it's going to fail, and then I'm going to feel really bad because I broke my plan and I ended up red on the day because of it. Or even worse is maybe that trade works out and I end up green, breaking my plan, which is even worse because that's going to encourage breaking your plan in the future. And if you continuously break your plan, you are going to be unprofitable. You're going to blow up your account eventually in the long run. It's as simple as that. So anyway, hopefully this video was helpful to you. Again, I apologize there was no trade, but I think these videos are equally valuable to videos where I do take a trade, if not more so. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. I will be back next week, most likely on Tuesday, if I can Monday, but definitely on Tuesday for another live trade video. And we'll see you then. So as always, go into every single trade with a plan. Stick to that plan no matter what. Always take your stop losses, honor your profit targets, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.